Hi guys. You're right. Hi, welcome. I'm just having an issue with the slides. I'm just trying to quickly fix it. Yeah, and I'm also having a bad hair day. Never mind. How are we all doing whilst I fix the slides? Could you just help me out a bit? Start a conversation in the comments while I just fix my slides, because for some reason the slides have all gone a bit weird. Just give us a minute while I sort this out. I had to go live, otherwise it doesn't let you go live after a certain amount of time. Yeah, it's just been one of those weeks for me. It's been a bit crazy, a bit hectic, and then whilst I was just preparing for this today, my slides have gone a bit weird. That's why you can see this screen here with all the different presentations that I've done before. So just give us a minute while I sort the slides out. I do promise this is a really good talk, and it will really help you, and it is about stress and anxiety. So do stick around. And yeah, it is really good, and you will actually get a lot of benefit out of this. So yeah, if you could just quickly chat in the comments with each other, and I'll just quickly fix the slides, and then we are good to go. 2 seconds. Okay, hold up. Morning, Jack. Morning, Deborah. Morning, Carol. How are you? How's your week been, guys? How's it been going? Like, how's things? Morning, Sarah. Yeah. How's it been going? How's your week been? Has it been hectic? How are you finding like this post lockdown sort of weird thing happening with all of us? Okay, I'm just going to hit present and then we should be good to go. Yeah, great. Okay, that's worked. When I did that earlier on, it just crashed. So we are good. We're good. Okay, so we're going to start now. Welcome. Thanks for coming on. This week is all about stress and anxiety, and how the Daniel plan can help you with stress and anxiety. Essentially, leaving you feeling more positive about life and its outcomes. So I'm actually going to give you some pointers later on in the talk to help you improve your brain power, battle stress, and deal with anxiety. So stay tuned and follow along. You see, lockdown was a different kind of stress for us all. It was the first time in our nation's history we all had to go into our houses and not leave. It was something that we hadn't actually seen before. And around this time, people were being affected in different ways. Some were catching the virus, and some were sadly dying from the virus. And in lockdown, what the government and leaders of our country did not realize was how it was going to have an effect on our economy. People lost jobs. Some were furloughed. And now today, sadly, people are still losing jobs. Food banks saw the biggest influx that they had seen in many years. Some were stating it was worse than the financial pandemic of 2008. All this was rushing stress into our lives. To be honest, some of that stress has not left us. I know a lot of people are stressing out because we are being told to wear a face mask. People don't really want to wear face masks. It feels really intrusive. It takes into your personal space. And parents are rightly worrying about their children wearing the face masks. And rumors are going around stating that it affects your breathing. All this is bringing in even more stress. Now things are opening back up. The stress doesn't seem to be getting any less. In fact, it seems to be adding more stress. People are still losing their jobs because the furlough scheme has started to retract. People are stressing about making journeys out the house and the extra effort that entails. And we are all actually still worrying about catching the virus. So, what effect does this have on our brain? So, how does all this affect our brains? Did you know your brain is the most amazing organ in your body? Even though it's only 2% of your body's weight, it uses 20 to 30% of the calories you consume. It also uses 20% of the oxygen and blood flow of your body. There is a doctor called Dr. Amen who researched the brain's health. His research concluded that to attain a healthy brain, you have to make smart decisions in life, in turn, reducing the overall impact of stress. A good example of smart decisions could be, instead of buying items in a shop that are not really needed but wanted, the money could be used and put into a savings account so that if a job loss occurs, the stress is less because you have money put aside. You see how smart decisions can help to reduce overall impact of stress, giving you a healthier brain. Yet this stuff is not really taught to us in school. We learn about the brain and what each part does, but we are never told that our lives' decisions determine a healthy brain to an unhealthy brain. Yet we're told it about the lungs that smoking is bad for us. Yet we're not told that good or bad decisions become good or bad for the brain. So why is the brain left out? I found a good picture for this. So why is the brain left out? Dr. Amen's research says it's all to do with the fact that we cannot see our brains easily. Unless we are placed in an expensive machine and then the brain can be scanned, we don't make great decisions based on that fact. You see, people see wrinkles on their faces and go and buy anti-aging cream. Your belly gets bigger and you straight away start a diet. So if people could tell that their brain was suffering, then they could go and make choices to help it. So how do we go from a sad brain to a happy brain? Well, Dr. Amons came up with 7 things to look out for a happy brain: poor memory, poor judgment or impulsiveness, short attention span, depression. We're actually going to cover this in more detail next week, the subject of depression. We have a special guest coming along who is a trainee psychologist and works in the mental health field. So do come back next week to find out more on how the Daniel Plan plus the special guest talk can help you to battle depression. This week is about stress and anxiety. So let's continue. Number 5 is obesity and being overweight. Number 6 is low energy. Number 7 is insomnia or sleep apnea. The Daniel Plan allows you to eat the right food to help you battle these 7 signs of a sad brain. It has antidepressant properties and stress relief properties in the diet to help your brain through the day. One thing the Daniel Plan is rich for is omega-3 fatty acids and B6 and B12. These 3 things put together help with your mood improvement and enhance the memory aspect of the brain. Or you can take these supplements whilst doing the Daniel plan if you would feel that you want to give your brain a kickstart into getting better. So what does all this have to do with stress and anxiety? You see, chronic stress, like the stress we experienced in lockdown, actually harms the brain. It constricts the blood flow, which lowers overall brain function and prematurely ages your brain. You see, when stress hurts your brain, it can also ravage your body. Your body will respond in the way you think, feel, and act. Because of this brain-body connection, whenever you feel stressed, your body tries to tell you something is not right. For example, high blood pressure or a stomach ulcer might develop after a stressful event, maybe a death of a loved one or losing your job. Chronic stress weakens your body's immune system. You're more likely to get colds, flus, bugs, and other infections. You may have just lost your job, bringing stress into your life. Maybe you just argued with your teenage son or daughter. Maybe you are late for an appointment this week. All those things contribute to stress coming into your life. So how do we deal with this stress? Well, one way that we react to stress could be that we reach for food like the tub of ice cream in the freezer, or the chocolate bar in the fridge, or going to KFC or McDonald's and buying some fries and a Coke to help. You see, scientists say stress is linked to increased appetite and cravings of carbs and sweet stuff that make you fat. We think that dealing with stress in this way is a good reaction when stress comes, but it's not. We think that this method of eating this food is fine for us because it lets our hormones in our bodies that give us a comforting feeling, like when we have a hug from someone. Therefore, we think that it's a good way to attack stress and do this when stress hits us, to eat this kind of food. Yet this actual plan puts more strain on our bodies and makes our brains work harder when reaching for the bad food, making the whole ordeal a lot worse for us. So the question that you're probably got in your mind is, well, this all sounds great, Pastor Jason, but how should I then react when stress comes upon us? I've got you covered. One thing that scientists have found is listening to soothing music. Music has healing power that can bring peace and calm of mind, depending on the genre you listen to. Obviously, some heavy metal banging music is not going to help you whilst you're going through a lot of stressful times in life. It has been known, though, that classical music can help improve your concentration. You see, I personally prefer to listen to calming worship music in the morning, as it allows my brain to think about a higher being than myself and helps me process my thoughts. Also, it allows me to realize that not all of my life's problems are my fault, that there are other forces at play in this world. Another thing you can do is learn to delegate. Now, when you hear learn to delegate, you kind of just think about managers and CEOs in positions, within their jobs. But actually, learning to delegate in our everyday lives can really help us. And it seems, you see, that being busy is a badge of honor for us all. Ask anyone what they have planned for the day, and you may hear things like, I'm finishing a project at work, I'm hosting a dinner party, making the kids' costumes for the school play, and going to my book club tonight. You see, just hearing that makes you have a slight anxiety attack. So the first thing is try not to accept all the invitations in life. Being busy is actually not proven to be a great antidote for your brain. Think twice before signing the kids up to yet another school club after school. Will they enjoy it? Do they truly want to do it? What effects will this have on your own schedule? What are the costs involved? Try thinking ahead about the effects of an opportunity that can bring to your life. What sacrifices will need to be made? And it's not just about sacrifice for you personally, but also your family and the people around you. In the end, when you have too much on your plate, you have to learn to delegate. Can someone else do the cleaning? Can you afford a cleaner? Can the husband run the kids to a new club? Can the kids take themselves? Can someone else look after the grandkids on that day of the week? We don't have to do everything. And then there's another great tool that you can use through the Daniel plan. And you can pray on a regular basis. Did you know that prayer calms stress and enhances brain function? Scientists, after doing 10 years of research into prayer, have concluded that prayer reduces stress and enhances brain function. They noticed that people that prayed had distinctive changes in brain activity when the mind went into a prayerful state. They also found that these people could deal with more stress than others because of prayer. The research showed that people who prayed were able to go beyond the stress, have some relief, and focus their attention and planning to get over the problem. And in all, there was a reduction in depression and anxiety. Also, people that prayed slept better, giving the brain enough time to process all the thoughts for the day. It also helped with aging, and people that pray a lot look younger than people that don't pray at all. Let me just say that again, right? People that pray a lot actually look younger than people that don't pray at all. That is actually a scientific proof, and research has been done into that. But so how amazing is that? You could perhaps maybe on this Daniel plan with us, try to put the tool of prayer into your life. Another thing that you can do is consider calming senses. The scent lavender has been used since ancient times for its calming stress relief properties. This popular aroma has actually been tested in a lot of scientific studies. Each time it has shown to improve mood and relax the person enough for them to just fall asleep. Or you could take a calm supplement. Did you know B vitamins help the brain and mood thinking? The L vitamin is an amino acid mainly found in natural green tea plant, and it penetrates the brain and produces significant increases in antidepressant. Also, turmeric is known to reduce depression and help your memory. But also please do not take vitamins if you're pregnant, and also seek a doctor about taking vitamins or anything to do with vitamins, supplements. But those things can help. And then the last one is laugh more. There is growing evidence to show that laughing more counteracts stress. So you could go and find some funny books to read, or watch a comedy show, or you can join a community group that will help support you and laugh with you along the way. I know myself within our church group, even on Wednesday evening, when we met on Zoom for half an hour, it was actually quite funny. It was quite funny, and people were having a good time, and the sense of community was good on that time. And so, it helps to have that, helps to have community, helps to laugh more. And essentially all of that gets rid of stress. So let's wrap it up. So to battle stress, you need to do the following things. Start the Daniel plan to improve your diet. The link is going across your screen. You can join a community so you can be supported and laugh more. You could try praying to help reduce stress and make better decisions for your life. And essentially, it's all about achieving a happy brain. If you do this, you will feel better about life, not have depression, not feel anxious. And when stress does come, you'll be able to tackle it head on. So, thanks for coming. And that's basically the talk for this week. It was quite short, but it had a lot of information in it. Are there any questions? Because it was hi Adele. It was, you know, there's a lot of science in that talk, and I've actually left a few minutes at the end for anybody with any questions. Please do post them in the comments, and I'm happy to answer them. Because essentially it had a lot of science in the talk, and it takes a bit of processing to like figure that out. But yeah, it's all about having a happy brain, and you know, with a happy brain, sorry, I'm just reading one of the comments. It's quite funny. With a happy brain, you end up having a lot less stress and anxiety in your life. And I, you know, when I was reading all of this and putting it all together, when I was reading all this and putting it all together, it was really interesting on how, as people, we're not actually told, like what effects our lives' decisions have on our brains. So yeah, it's something that was quite eye-opening for me. And people that are doing this Daniel plan are really starting to feel its effects. And like sleep is one of the top things that they're all reporting on, and that it's going well. So this evening we do have the Zoom call at 4 o'clock that you are welcome to join. Again, it's just an opportunity for, you know, a community to gather, to have support and laugh with one another, whilst we look into this week's theme of the Daniel plan and how, you know, what the focus is, because each week in the Daniel plan there's a new focus. So last week it was food, and the week before that it was faith, but this week it's going to be something different. Yeah, Adele is someone that has actually been doing the plan with us, and look, that's what she's wrote. She's feeling totally different on the plan. Yeah, and a lot of people that are on this plan are saying similar things, that they feel more positive, they have more energy, and they feel good in themselves. I was actually out with friends on Friday evening. We went down to the beach, on Chalkwell Beach, and they were talking. You know what? Actually, I'm going to tell you exactly what I told them. So, as you all know, I had coronavirus in March, and I think you're reading now that people that have had coronavirus actually have breathing difficulties for quite a few months afterwards. And I did. You know, when I would do some exercise, I would actually struggle to breathe. Well, I was also feeling a lot like energy levels really low, and I just couldn't seem to kickstart myself going again. Well, what I'd noticed that since doing this Daniel plan, my body has actually gone back to 100% to before I was on the Daniel plan, and I couldn't believe it, because like I was really struggling and thinking like, oh my days, how am I going to get over this? How am I going to, you know, get my body back to how it was? Because being a pastor of a church, a lot of people rely on you, and you can't be out for long periods of time. You can only like be out for a short period of time. So yeah, it's something that I'd noticed, and it's a benefit. It really is, because it's a great thing. That's what the Daniel plan does. And when I told my friends down the beach the other night, I think they were quite interested in doing the Daniel plan as well. And it's based on a lot of science, like I was talking about this morning. All of that information is actually from the Daniel plan, and it's backed up with science. So this is our Zoom ID for 4 o'clock. If you want to join, please do come along. Would love to have you. Let me just put that up. So yeah, please do join the Zoom at 4 if you wish. It would be lovely to have you. And we've also got a Wednesday evening Zoom as well for 30 minutes. That again, it's just a good catch up, middle of the week. Check out everybody's doing and see how we're getting on. So as there aren't any questions, I will actually ask you guys one question. How did you find that talk? Was it helpful? Did you learn a lot? Could you post it in the comments? You guys are really silent today. You're like just quiet, just couching, just watching, just quiet. I think it must be the weather. Must be great weather. You're like, you know, when the sun's out, people are more chatty. And very interesting. Great. Yeah. That's good. I'm glad that you found it interesting. Sarah likes the happy brain versus sad brain. That's good. Yeah, because we're all essentially aiming for a happy brain, which is good. What about anybody else? Did anybody else take anything from it? Anything that you could apply this week? Maybe going out, buying some vitamins, or even better, you could just sign up for a free Daniel plan. You don't really have to spend anything else, apart from buying the ingredients. But yeah. Yeah, exactly. So good to think about how our day-to-day decisions affect our brain health. So that is from Hannah, who runs our social media. Yeah, good to think about that. And it's something that we're not taught about in school, how like your actual decisions in life affect your overall brain health. It's something that isn't, like, I think a few years ago, there was this saying going around, YOLO, you only live once. And it enabled people to just, you know, do whatever they liked and max out their credit cards and live life to the full. And then now a lot of people are paying for that because, you know, their decisions were, you know, had that sort of effect. I know I was in a similar category to that. What was the last vitamin you mentioned? Okay, so the 3 vitamins that I spoke about were, 2 seconds, let me just go back because I've got it written down. So you've got the B vitamin to help brain and mood thinking. You've got the L-theanine. It's an amino acid, but it's mainly found in natural green tea. You've got turmeric, which is known to reduce depression, but also improve your memory as well. And then there's the side note: don't take vitamins if you're pregnant, and please do consult a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm a doctor in the Bible. Well, I'm not really. I'm a pastor, but yeah. So yeah, those are the vitamins. Yeah, so I'm not a doctor. You can't trust me. I'm not a doctor. That's an oldie but goodie film, that one. All right, well, I'm going to head off, and I will speak to you all later on. Please do come along to the Zoom at 4 o'clock. Here's the ID again: 412-740-470. Let me read that again. 412-740-470. I feel like comic relief where I'm reading out the number to donate. Maybe we should do that. That would be a good thing because we do need to raise some money. Anyway, Zoom ID 4 o'clock 412-740-470. Have a nice afternoon and I'll see you all later at 4 o'clock.